I guarantee if they audit Amazon's emails and they look at what some of these product managers have done with the PO information, Miss Vestager, if you're listening, that's a slam dunk. The EU just seems to understand how to regulate tech monopolies better than the US. I got to give them credit for that, because just today says that Amazon faces a probe in Europe over the use of merchant data. Hallelujah. This is what we've been talking about for months and months and months, where the EU is to investigate the use of third-party seller data. Basically, what it's saying is the EU is now going to look at how Amazon uses the data from its marketplace and see if they've used that data to unfairly compete with third-party sellers. Here we go. This is exactly what we've been talking about. This is exactly the way that if you are a tech platform monopoly, where can you take advantage of a customer base? It's not the consumer, it's the producer. And in Amazon's case, it's the third-party seller. I've got a couple examples. I know through the grapevine, a couple areas that Amazon's gonna get in trouble on this. One, I'm a Amazon product manager. I oversee a vertical of products on Amazon. I can request from the third-party sellers on Amazon, the 3P sellers, to send me their purchase orders. I can say, send me your purchase orders. I want to see this for authenticity, to verify that you're selling genuine products on my marketplace. Now, magically, those purchase orders include other information like the price and who is the manufacturer, where they're sourcing this inventory from. How many stories has the average person in the United States heard about Amazon cutting out third-party sellers from a product that's selling, right? I have 6 months. I've got a really hot product selling on Amazon. I stock up all this inventory in my warehouse, and then my sales drop to nothing because Amazon has cut me out of the deal. They've gone directly to the manufacturer or the supplier and bought it for cheaper because it's Amazon. Now I've got all this inventory sitting around. I can't move it. I guarantee if they audit Amazon's emails and they look at what some of these product managers have done with the PO information, Miss Vestager, if you're listening, that's a slam dunk. That's number one. Second thing, what tweaks are they making to the search algorithm that when I punch in a product, why does it show me the Amazon batteries over Duracell and Energizer
what
batteries?
Gets picked is the Amazon's preferred product. They have that nice little logo that pops up next to it. Often it's their products when they're selling it.
Yep.
There's no transparency into how that gets decided, and does that favor Amazon products or not?
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, and there's lines here, right? I think that look. Walmart's been doing this forever. Every retailer under the sun has been creating white label products and putting those on their shelves and giving their products advantageous positions. Here's the difference between a Walmart and retailers and Target and Amazon. Amazon's a monopoly. They have a hugely dominant share of e-commerce sales. And then if you fine tune that even more to if I'm a third party seller, how much of a universe can I sell if I'm a third party seller? And now the universe actually gets even smaller when you look at the concept of GMV and how much does Amazon dominate of GMV? Because it's different if I have retailer linear revenue versus GMV, as we were just talking about yesterday. Amazon has an even more dominant share of just general GMV from basically letting third-party sellers distribute through the marketplace. So this is the big difference. When you have a winner-take-all dynamic, when you have a platform business model at scale that has a monopoly model, then what is the right role for favoring your own products? What is the right role of using purchase order data to then cut out your third-party sellers and then go directly and source it and sell it as a 1P product? No one's really had that conversation. No one really has painted those lines. But there is a role here for it, and it's appropriate for regulators to strike that balance, and because they want to create a more competitive environment.
The antitrust term here is tying, and is Amazon effectively tying its marketplace and the 1P products that it has, so that it's favoring its own products by using its marketplace to basically leverage that to have them sell better than third-party producers. If that's the case, there's definitely a case for the EU to intervene, potentially make some fines and make Amazon make some changes.
Yeah. And I think our thing is bring transparency, right? Bring transparency if you're changing your algorithm as to how you present which products in what order on search.
Right.
And then certain stuff is just not good practice, like taking data and then using it against the seller. And I mean, that stuff's just messed up. And I know for a fact it's happening.